Let me snap another question in there based on like OnlyFans and stuff like that, just because it's like a really online thing, right? What are y'all opinions on leaks? Because we've had guests like on We Love Hip Hop podcast and other podcasts under the network like Chromazz, right? And she has publicly expressed that she has to deal with a lot of leaks and stuff like that. What are y'all opinions on that? And like, why do you think that happens?
She's a rapper. She's also
not only just for Chromazz. I'm just talking just for women on OnlyFans, period.
Well, I think the average girl is a little bit more safe because most people are not making a certain amount. When you're talking about Chromazz or public figures and people that are, I guess, super popular, the more popular you are, the more you're going to have a lot more haters, a lot more hackers, a lot more things. So I think it's about the analytics of the more popular you are, the more types of people you're going to attract.
The more clout you have, yeah.
If you cater to a more niche market, like there are people that have a certain reputation or a certain status, but they have a certain clientele, and that clientele is more respectful and willing to be more what they are, a client and a fan, right? So then they'll respect you a lot more than one, and they'll keep subscribing versus the ones that say, yo, I just want to see her of a JJ and I just want to come share it. Like I heard about leaks myself as well with like somebody like her and like just again, but she's also said with her rise to success that she did have people that she sent content to that paid lots of money for different things like her vagina, right? So it wouldn't be too hard to imagine.
And not to interrupt you, let's take it away from Chromazz, just period, right? Like, what do y'all think? Like, leaks come out, like, people's OnlyFans get reposted on Pornhub and all these different types of things, right?
Facts.
Yeah, like,
even like the gym that I used to go to, it was shut down because there was a man that was recording us and putting those videos onto Pornhub. So there's leaks in so many different areas. Leaks also in the music industry, and it happens all the time. People be recording and then it leaks and then it like fucks up their business. Leaks suck. Like, it really impacts people, and especially when it's like your body and it's like intimate moments where you're sharing that with someone and you're like doing a financial interaction. Like, these are for sale, these aren't for free, this isn't for your benefit, just for free. And there's rules around these things, and that's it's not okay. It's not okay to do that in any facets. Like, it's similar to like disclosure, like people disclosing someone's sex work. Well, in like, oh, that person's a sex worker. Like, that's not yours to disclose, And that is, we live in a criminalized society. Like, sex work is criminal in Canada. And people don't realize that. And so outing someone and disclosing someone, showing someone their like Leo's list ad and like, like outing them, putting it out on social media. We're in a society, you could leak anything in a minute and it's out there, and it's dangerous. It impacts people's lives. It impacts people's jobs, and it can impact their like, their like
their self-confidence. Like, look, this is why so many people don't do it, because they're like, all it takes is one photo. All it takes is one video. All it takes is something recognizable, tattoo, beauty mark or something, and showing it to the wrong person. And that's why you have to kind of take precautions too about, if you are going to do it, do you have safety nets in place? Are you putting full images? Are you putting blurry images? Are you doing things to protect yourself where you're not giving too much, but you're giving just enough? Like, you gotta like think about these things strategically. And that's why women that do it have to get the kudos and the respect, because once you pass that threshold and that line where you're actually going to do something on social media with the whole hub and everything like that in the cloud, you take such a risk.
And people always say, like, what you're doing. And it's like, no, that's not a part of the game. It's not a part of the game. Because I choose to make money doesn't mean that I should be getting a call from CAS and having to explain to them how that even connects with each other, like, and that's the thing that people don't realize. You think it's funny disclosing that this person, like, gave out a wazzle on a Wednesday, and
wazzle on a Wednesday. That's the name of the fucking the title of the show is.
Wazzle Wednesday.
Wazzle on a Wednesday.
You know, like at the end of the day, you have to deal with these systems that oppress people and that criminalize people. Whereas like single mothers trying to like pay their rent and, you know, may not be able to get another job because people have outed their pictures or whatever. I'm from Sault Ste. Marie, where when they arrest people, it doesn't matter for what, they have this thing called the police beat. And they put your name in the paper.
Oh my gosh.
No matter what it was. So a couple years back, they did a mass sweep of all the street-based sex workers in downtown Sault Ste. Marie. And they like arrested 12 of them. Put them, their name, their fucking addresses. Their addresses. Wow.
So listing them like pedophiles. Like, I mean, sorry.
Yeah. Like, and they don't even do that. They don't even do that half the time, you know?
Probably serve more time than one too. Jeez.
Yo, and like, there was like a mother, there was a daughter, like, there was like, you know, and their home addresses. People were picketing outside of their, like, there was so much public shaming and horophobia that me and another girl, we started an open letter. The police got on side with the paper. They started like doing, it was insane. The mayor was involved and everything. And we we started this thing called Stop the Arrest Sault Ste. Marie, and we were calling for a moratorium on all the arrests because it was just
crazy.
It was so dangerous. It was so dangerous. So anytime they were out in the city, people were harassing them. There's the local whore. Like it was like this shit really impacts people, right? And that's gonna follow them. Yeah.
What was the term that you used? Horophobia.
Oh, horophobia.
Did you just come up with off the dome, or was
that that's been around. That's been around.
Like 2 titles today.
Horophobia.
On Wednesday and horophobia. I don't know which one we're going to use today. Holy.
Wow. Yeah, that's
horophobia
terrible.
might not go on YouTube though.
Not good.
But the exciting thing is, and I'm not sure if you knew about the Bedford Challenge that happened years ago, where 3 sex workers went to the Supreme Court and took the Canadian government to court, sued them because of the sex work laws, and they were deemed unconstitutional. Like unanimously, the highest court in Canada said these are like these oppress sex workers and, you know, put sex workers at risk. And so it was Stephen Harper, and he was just like, he overruled it and put a new legislation, on the table, and just like didn't listen to anything that the Supreme Court of Canada said, and then implemented heavier laws. Some of them were regurgitated, but we just launched March 30th a new charter challenge, and we're going back to the Supreme Court again to challenge the new laws that he brought forth.
It gets, you know, looked at and actually changed, because that's some bullshit right there. Wow. Sault Ste. Marie. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So are both of you guys feminists by any chance?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would say yes.
Just a question.
Yeah.
So what is your background, Rachel?
Are we talking like...
Culturally?
Okay. So I'm Jamaican, Chinese, and Spanish.
Cool mix. Fascinating. Arlene?
Finnish.
Finnish?
Yeah, and French.
French. Okay. Wow, which one? France or like...
Québécois.
Oh, okay. Got some French in the building.
Vive la Saint-Prince. La belle province.
Yeah, just wanting to, you know, give some culture and some background to our listeners and viewers. Do you guys... Okay, so I guess I can open up to both of you now at this point. Do you consider yourself to be a sexually charged woman?
Ooh, we're getting deep.
That's all we do.
I'll let you answer that one first.
I feel like I'm a sexual woman. Like I'm very sexual, more on a sensual side. But
emo girl, emo girl.
Not emo, like. But I'm vanilla at the same time. People see me, they assume like, oh yeah, she's freak. She gets down, like, you know, and then, well, you've seen the girls that I brought in, like, some of them wild, and I'm just like,
I'm subtle.
like, you know, in the right place with the right person in the right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say like very similar. Like I'm very reserved. But it really comes down to when you have the right partner and there's communication. I think communication is very key. Then, I mean, from there, things just evolve, right?
Okay.
Be nasty in the right place.
With the right
person.
Yep.
Toronto man question. I feel that has been recurring here on the show. And I'm not originally from Toronto, so I'm just giving that disclosure.
Still Toronto man, yeah. They're coming for you.
Anyhow. Are Toronto men's stush or maybe are they uptight in the bedroom? A lot of no's. I don't do this, I don't do that. Man don't suck pussy, man don't bow, man don't lick no body, all them type of thing. You know, they're not eating the groceries, they're not doing all the things. You know what I mean? That y'all like.
But it's fair to say that does every woman want what is assumed that every guy should be giving?
Well,
that's a valid question. That is very valid.
If y'all want to get extra freaky, and I'm not, I know you've been in the situation for a while, but like.
Oh, so it's just directed to me now. Well, you're gonna bring out the Wazzle Wednesday.
Yeah, on Wazzle Wednesdays, he's saying, nah, man, don't go down there still, but you can give me a headers.
I can't fuck with that mindset. I can't fuck with that mindset. Like, I'm a grown woman. You need to be able to, like, treat me as a grown woman. Like, yeah, you need to be on that level. You need to be on my level. If you can't, I need you to be a leader for me in the bedroom and not I can't fuck with that immature bullshit.
Are you encountering it?
No, because once I feel it, I'm like, you can sense the mindset, you know, like how someone's like going to treat you. You know, like maybe a couple years ago, yeah, like when I was like more like new to dating in Toronto, like maybe, but I learned real quick. Okay. That's not his best friend he lives with. That's not his best friend he lives with. So we can't go to his house because, you find out real quick.
Okay, so that brings me to another question, and this is for all three of y'all, okay? Lil Duval, he did a tweet not too long ago where he was, I guess, single man shaming or men over 30s. He said a man over 30 shouldn't be living with another man. Like, he shouldn't have a roommate as another man. Is this facts or fiction?
I don't see anything wrong with that. I know quite a few individuals who do have roommates and
in their 30s.
In their 30s, but I've also seen their business portfolio.
Yeah, it's about the mindset. Like, where's their mindset? Like, where are they going?
Exactly.
Where are they going? Are they staying there? Like, is this bachelor party?
Yeah, and like I think there's so much more to it behind just like, and I've had actually this conversation with a couple of individuals, and it's really like if you're living with like one, we don't know people's financial circumstances, but I mean for a lot of individuals that I know, they're doing that by choice because there's a bigger picture. Right? So in that case, like I don't see any issue with it at all.
Absolutely. I'm looking at like the housing market right now. It is really, really difficult. Like if they have the mindset of like, I want to purchase, but in order to be able to own my own property, I need to live like this. You know, I need to stay down for the come up. And if they have that mentality, then that's different. But if they're just like, you know, like flashing their band. Look at, I could throw my bands down my, like, you know, that mentality, and spending money on their shoes, and don't have that.
Then you go to the house and it's a frat house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's also...
Pizza boxes all over the place.
I think it's about circumstances, because if you have kids, that has to be factored in. Why aren't you living with your kids, or why aren't you living in a habitable place to bring your children? Right. Secondly, are you dating somebody? Do you have multiple baby mothers? Are you doing it as a cop-out so that you don't have to...
Bring it back closer.
So you don't have to be fully engaged with, you know, either one? Are you doing it to evade responsibilities? Like, you got to look at the full entirety of the picture. So in order to assess and really answer properly, you kind of have to have a full dynamic picture of the kind of individual you're looking at, 100%. So that you can like understand, are you living with a relative because you're bad with finances, or you're saving your money just because you don't want to spend it in the areas that you're required to? Like, there's so many factors in hand.
Like, I find that the no broke boys kind of mentality is just like, it's shallow. Like, it's deeper than that. Like, if you have a plan and you know where you're going, I don't care where you're at right now. As long as you have a purpose and your mind is set on that purpose, then that's a different story than like someone that's just like grounded in where they're at and there's not even really excuses, you know? Then it's just, yeah.
No, I agree.
So broke boys can get some too.
Pardon?
Broke boys can get some too.